have you all here today. And first off, I want to introduce one of my daughters. She's here right now. Audrey Seeliger right here. And then one of my grandsons here, Dodge Majors Nicholas. And he's with Connor State College down there, the assistant judging coach and the livestock manager. And then Blake Nelson is here also, back in the back here from Connor State. And he's Dodge's boss. Anyway, my wife's not here today. I've got another daughter that's on the road coming up with her husband and another grandson. But I'll kind of tell you the story on the way this got started. In 1942, my mother and I immigrated here in a snowstorm. People usually ask me, well, where'd you come from? I said, well, Arkansas. And we had an aunt and uncle here in Garber, Oklahoma that had a hotel and a restaurant. And Mother worked there. And, I want to introduce my nephew, Michael Thralls, over here. He's the Oklahoma State Conservation man in Oklahoma City. So, but anyway, Mom, she worked there for them in that restaurant and everything. And my stepdad, Raymond Fremer, he lived up here at the homestead that was settled in the Cherokee Strip run. He was born there in 1907, statehood. And he ate in there a lot, and he had lost his wife with my stepdaughter, Donna Ray, at birth. And he ate in town a lot. Well, Mother and him kind of become a fixture, you know. And they got married in 46. And I've always kind of been in the cattle deal. When I was growing up in high school and grade school, we had a dairy up there in the old barn, big barn up there, and milked grade A dairy cattle. Sold at the Gold Spot out of Enid. And we run cattle around here. And I graduated out of Garber High School in '56. Dad, he said, I don't think you need to be a farmer. He said, there's no money in it. Well, I found that out still today. You know, there's no money in it sometimes. it's kind of tough. But anyway, I left and went to California. Me and 4 other guys from the Garber area went to work in an aircraft plant out there for a year and a half, and then I did a little team roping and decided to come back home. And I had a blind date with a lady in Ponca City, and my wife, and she's not here. And I think that was September the 16th, Cherokee Strip Rodeo in 1959. And we got married the next February, the 11th. And I always tell everybody, and she says, you don't need to tell them that. It wasn't a shotgun wedding either. She gets a little upset with me over that. But anyway, and then we were blessed with 2 daughters. Oh, my youngest one, she just showed up here. Gary Sue Vega and Rick Vega are here from Oklahoma City. And the boys are on the hay bale up there. So, anyway. But anyway, we were honored with these 2 daughters. And so far, 2 blood grandsons and about 4 step-grandsons, which none of them were able to get here today. But anyway, they were welcome. So I always run cattle when we were married, and well, we're still married, but back in the 60s, I run a lot of stalkers over in Osage and K County and over here. They were all Angus. Dad bought his first Angus cattle, and I've got some of the old papers in here from back in the early 60s. But he bought the first registered, and the first one, I believe, come from Piper Angus Farm, south down here. And then there's some from Orchard Hills over by Enid, and then some from over east of Pawnee in that country. And I don't remember when he always kept black cattle, but he didn't go ahead and stay in the registered end of it. And it was commercial. And Dad passed away in '86. And then shortly after that, Mike, do you know the year that became a Centennial Farm? It was late 80s or early 90s. That is a Centennial Farm up there. And anyway, my wife and I, we bought our first registered Angus cattle at Ponca City at Mertz Brothers Angus dispersal sale in '91. And I've been in it ever since. I try to do it right, but most of my customers are, well, I'd say almost all of them. I've got some of them here today. And they're commercial breeders, and I try to breed for their use, the way they want. And a lot of them want the low birth weights too. And I try to do that for them. And I think we have got along decent over the years. I don't know how much longer I'm going to hang in there. I'm just 54, but anyway, glad to have the Cattlemen Association bringing this tour by too. And of course, I still work a lot of the cattle shows around the state. Enid worked the Northwest District over there, Youth Expo in Oklahoma City in March, State Fair. I worked the cattle end of it for quite a few years, and then they brought in a program down there called Acropolis in the old Maiden, Oklahoma building. And we staffed that with, we use about 33 FFA chapters over the year during the term of the state fair. They bring at least 12 students, and they work 4-hour shifts. We have 3 4-hour shifts. And we've got people, we've got all traits of people that come through there. It's an agricultural educational tool is what it is. We'll have chickens hatching, rabbits, goats, sheep, cattle, pigs, llamas, you name it. We've got them in there. And the FFA students are there to take care of them and greet the people. And then the State Fair at Tulsa, I help with the Angus show over there. And I've been honored to be the president of the Oklahoma Angus Association recently. And I have been the president for the Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas Angus Breeders Association, that we have our annual sale at Buffalo every year out there. And this is 13 years. And Mr. Fry is a culprit on him and Tim Meyer from over at Hitchcock. They kind of railroaded. Well, they're not getting it done this next time. I've got a trap set. So I've purchased cattle around here from other Angus people, Blackjack, Pollards, Express. I'll probably leave somebody out. OSU, Dr. Mark Johnson, and a few others that I can't come up with right now. But that's kind of the history of how we got started here in 1942, come in here in a snowstorm, my mother and I. So glad to have you all here. And is there any questions? If I can answer them, I'll try to. If not, I'll get somebody else that can.